Hey YouTube, Kiki here. Now, before I get started, I gotta give a shout out to my girl Jamie in my class. She hooked up a girl's hair. Girl, you rock. I love it. But anyway, to why I'm really here. Like I said in my last video, I was gonna do a tutorial on my blended floral eye. I'm trying to see if you can get a good look at how the pink starts from the inner corner and then it blends into the blue. Okay, so let's get started. First thing first, I'm going to go ahead and put on this lip gloss for the fact that this is supposed to be your perfect tone. So I guess you could say this is a tutorial and a review at the same time. And it's by Black Radiance. And it's going to go on clear, and by the end of this video it should be matched to my perfect shade of pink. So you know what, I don't have a way of seeing how I'm putting on the makeup. Big mistake. So in the meantime, I'm going to be going back and forth into this mirror just so I can see what I'm doing. So alright, what I do so I don't over apply, I'm just dabbing it on, and while there's no product, I'm going to go ahead and glide that on. Same for the top, very small amount. And right now, it's clear. So we'll see if it'll change. But in the meantime, to the eye makeup. So first thing I'm going to do, and I know normally you would put on your base and or some type of, let's see, what is it called? Eye primer. But right now I don't have a base or primer. So what I've been using, and since concealer tends to get really oily and slippery, especially if you have oily eyelids or, you know, oily skin in general, I found, and it was during the little Halloween sale they had at Walmart, the cream makeup normally used for clown makeup. And what I actually do, I'll take just a small amount. Now, that's probably too much, so I'll go ahead and take a little bit of that off actually. And even though it feels very, I don't know, what's the word I want to use, very slick right now, if you use just a small amount, of course, it dries, and it's not to the point where it's going to crack, but it blends enough to where you actually have a canvas for your makeup. And by the way, I've already applied my concealer, my foundation, my shimmering powder, whatever you want to call it. I have on Mary Kay's blush in Brick. It seems to be the only blush that really doesn't look cartoony on me. I know you're like, think of another word already, right? But I like it. It blends very nicely. It's not very odd. Want to take that off. Don't want to go around with white clown makeup on my cheek. And another thing I've noticed too, if you get it on your hands, you can just rub it just a little bit and it's not as noticeable. And it comes right on off. Okay, so now we have our little base. And for these colors, right now I'm only going to be using, well, 3 total. I'm going to be coming from my LA Colors palette. And this palette is called Tease. And then the second palette I'm going to pick from, sorry I keep grabbing things, is another LA Colors, and this one's called Truffles. Okay? First thing we're going to do, we are actually going to pull from our LA Colors palette, and it already has a sponge tip applicator. You could use a regular brush if you'd like, but what my purpose right now is going to be is packing it on, not necessarily really precise application, because everything's going to be blended together, hence the whole blended floral look. So you're going to take here and you're going to go ahead in this color here and load up your sponge tip applicator. And again, looking in the mirror. And to some of you at home, this might look a little awkward, but bear with me. It's going to look all right in the end. You're going to take your eye and go straight down as if you're dividing it in half. Okay? And towards the inner part, you're actually going to fill it in as if, you know, like coloring books, how you fill in between the lines and you stay in the lines. So just like that. You're going to slightly bring this over, but you're going to work more on the top part of your eye a little bit. Okay? Now, going back to that palette, you're going to take your sponge tip applicator and you're going to take it on the flip side or clean side. Well, this is already the blue, so I'm going to choose from there. And I'm going to come back to this palette and I'm going to choose this blue. I love this palette here. I mean, look at that. And all these colors appear as vibrant as they are in the palette there, so not really packing on too much, overpacking. I'll put the mirror over the side so I don't keep cutting you guys off. And I'm going to overlay right on that first line that I made with the pink. Okay? And you're thinking, okay, so basically you made a half circle with a line down the center. Okay? No big deal, right? You're going to take that blue and start bringing it up towards your brow, brow bone. That's what happens when you try to talk too fast. Alright, so you see the pink and you see the blue. And now you're going to take your big fluffy brush and you're going to start blending the two together. Now you don't want to overblend because you don't want it to be one huge purple lid, because in that case you could have just got a purple eye color. So we're going to go ahead and blend the center like so to diffuse that center line. Okay? And also, that pink we were talking about before, go ahead and start bringing that over to the blue. Just the top part. Hair in the way. There. And you start to see the little blending effect. Alright, now I'm actually going to choose, going to the Truffles palette. I'm going to create a highlight color. By mixing these two colors here, if I can go ahead and get this applicator out. I'm going to start with this gold color here. And where I want to put that, I'm going to put it close to the tear duct and start working that into the pink, like so. And grab some more of this. And then I'm going to hit right underneath the brow. Okay? Then I'm going to take this vanilla color and I'm going to go ahead and overlay on top of that. Okay? Grab my fluffy brush again. And very carefully, because you don't want to run the color, the brow color, into the eye makeup. You want it blended, but not for it to become one neutral color. So we're going to go ahead with that sweeping motion, just back and forth underneath the brow. And sweep into the tear duct area.